Hi guys, it's Janelle from Yoga with Ja. Today we're going to work on shoulder strengthening and arm strengthening in Chaturanga in our sun salutation A. So find a comfortable seat, either your legs open or crossed. We're going to bring our hands into position. So tuck the elbows next to the body, pressing your palms into an imaginary wall in front of you so that your wrists are bending. So you don't want to hunch the shoulders up or draw the blades back towards each other. You want to keep your shoulder blades neutral and stable. That means that the shoulder blades are rotating out away from each other and slightly in towards the armpits. You can play with it and see how it feels in your body. You should feel like you have a solid, strong back. The elbows tucked to your sides, nice and snug, and externally rotate at the upper arm so that the skin from the armpits roll out. Your core here and keep pressing into your imaginary wall. Let me show you what this looks like from the side. Sit in Dandasana with your legs stretched out and hug in your core. Activate your entire trunk. Bring the elbows to the sides. Don't allow them to go back. Keep them snug into the side body. Keep the shoulders away from the ears and don't draw the shoulder blades too much together. Just keep them down the back and slightly rotated into the armpits. Press into your imaginary wall. Be very active. Now let's add this in our practice. In sun salutation A, we come into downward facing dog and then we transition into our plank pose. So from plank pose, we're going to activate our core and dip down, bending our elbows back towards the body in Chaturanga. Press back up. You can also do this down on your knees. So take the knees down from plank. The wrists are right underneath the shoulders. Bend the elbows back towards your body. Go as low as you feel comfortable. You can still maintain an active core and trunk. You don't need to go all the way down. Remember the movements that we did before and try to keep that form, especially with the shoulder blades. Grip with your fingers. Do a few push-ups here and then press back into child's pose or downward facing dog to rest. Next, we're going to try our push-ups from plank pose. You don't have to do this if it's very hard for you. But again, keep stabilizing your trunk and only bend as low as you can go and push back up. It's great for building strength. Do as many as you can and then press back into child's pose or downward facing dog to rest. Next, we're going to practice transitioning from our plank pose to Chaturanga and then all the way down to the floor with bent knees. Come into plank pose, then take your knees down. Activate your core and bend your elbows, taking your hips down first to the floor and leaving your shoulders and elbows at the same height. Move into baby cobra from here, scrubbing the hands back. Be mindful of extending the neck so that you're not straining your neck. So keep it nice and long in the same length of your spine. Pressing into baby cobra and come back down. Then you'll tuck your feet and activate your core to press back up onto your knees and then transition into downward facing dog. Next, we'll transition from Chaturanga to upward facing dog or up dog. Move from down dog into plank pose with the wrist right underneath the shoulders. Activate your core, stabilize your shoulders, then bend your elbows to come into Chaturanga. Inhale, swoop your heart through and straighten your arms. You can press back to child's pose or move into downward facing dog to rest. Let's try our final variation or transition, moving from Chaturanga all the way down to the floor. Bend the elbows, take the knees down and the hips down, then the rest of your trunk. Again, keep the elbows lifted and the shoulders lifted. Then from here, you can slide the hands forward to come into cobra or up dog, or press yourself back into child's pose for a rest. These can be challenging, but with time, you will get stronger. Thanks so much for practicing with me and let me know what you think about these Chaturangas. Remember to keep practicing your form without the weight bearing. It's going to really improve your practice. Namaste.